Let's continue on from my last video and begin introducing the upcoming winter 2021 anime that I haven't mentioned yet. The opening remarks were already said last time, so this time we'll directly start with the topic at hand. Tensai Shithara, Slime Dataken Season 2. This anime is one of the most outstanding works in the reincarnation isekai genre in recent years. This is in terms of the quality of the anime, not the story. Compared to fans from the light novel, I believe that most viewers come to this anime to watch the heroine. To be honest, the plot of this novel is okay. Other than the character of the protagonist, it also spends a lot of time describing the ecology and conflicts of the other races, like the first season's goblins, dwarves, etc. This also makes the subsequent plot more reasonable, which can better persuade the viewers about the logic of harmonious coexistences between various races in this world. To put it bluntly, all aspects of this anime are above average, but it's just a bit boring. Throughout the entire first season, I can feel that this anime is very smooth, very peaceful living, and lacks a climactic plot that can excite the audience. As a result, this anime is not like a slime going on an adventure to an isekai, but like a diplomat managing a zoo. However, according to the trailer of the second season, there is a significant increase in the battle scenes, and the protagonist begins to make contact with humans. From PvE to PvP, I feel that the reception of the second season should be higher than that of the first season. At least it won't be boring. If the story of Slime was promoted to a legendary level with the help of anime quality, then the 7 Deadly Sins was dragged into the abyss with the help of anime quality. Ever since the third season of this anime was taken over by Studio Dean, it has become a disaster. The third season, which should have been the climax of the plot, turned into a PowerPoint of a blacksmith hitting iron. Unfortunately, the fourth season of this anime is still in charge of by Studio Dean, and according to the trailer, the quality of the fourth season may be even worse than the third season's. The key is that the music is still in charge of by Hiroyuki Sawano, so please look forward to this GIF versus JPG rendered by Epic Music. The Promised Neverland Season 2. The manga ended not long ago, and there's still some controversy. That's because the first season of the anime was so exciting, the following plot can hardly exceed the first season of the anime. This has caused viewers who have just watched the anime and went on to read the manga to feel quite disappointed in the manga. This is a very common phenomenon in today's society. After all, no reader is willing to spend time and money on an anime that can't attract their attention in the first few episodes. Basically, if the story at the beginning of a manga fails to attract readers, then it's pretty much done for. Therefore, the author will put the best part at the beginning, and then after attracting enough fans, the plot begins to decline. If the quality of the follow-up story of a manga meets or exceeds the initial quality, then it'll become a classic that symbolizes the times. The reason why they are classics is that there are too few of them in number, and only one will appear in a few seasons or years. From Hunter x Hunter to Fullmetal Alchemist, and finally this season's Attack on Titan, the final season, I have to say that from the blood-boiling plot of the first season of Attack on Titan to the reflection on human nature and war in the final season, this anime has never let the viewers be bored. About how good Attack on Titan is, there are already so many people that have said this, and I don't want to repeat them. But as long as its ending is not like Game of Thrones, then this anime will definitely become a classic. MAPPA also uses its live movement actions to show that they can use movie-level funds to make TV anime, and that they can do 2 of them at the same time. ReZero, Season 2, Part 2. The plot of Part 1 of the second season can be said to be Subaru's daily life in a drug rehabilitation center, basically being tortured and then cured, being tortured, being cured, being tortured, being cured, being tortured, being tortured, still being tortured, and finally cured. But in the following plot, he's still being tortured, still being tortured, and in order to prevent Subaru from falling apart, he is cured. But this is just for following torture. Being tortured, being tortured, being tortured, being tortured, being tortured, being tortured, still being tortured. Whew. On average, in each episode, the protagonist has to experience despair 1.5 times. Personally, I don't like this kind of story where the protagonist experiences countless deaths and then matures. But White Fox made this anime more than what was expected, and the viewers can directly see the painstaking effort of the animators in this anime. The average duration of each episode exceeds the limits of 23 to 24 minutes of general anime. At the same time, White Fox also removed many episodes' opening and ending music to add more room for the story. This is what a real caring anime company is like. Beastars Season 2. If White Fox is a studio that specializes in making isekai anime, then Orange Studio is a master specializing in making 3D anime. From their last work, Land of the Lustrous, a new technology that combines the beauty of 2D with the fluency of 3D is shown. Starting from the second season, the anime will enter the climax part, formally investigating the murderer of the alpaca and delving into the relationship between carnivores and herbivores. But I just want to ask a question. They are both similar famous manga adapted into an anime, but why is there such a big gap between the daughter's work and her father's work? Worldtrigger Season 2, in any case, is also a popular work, but now it's not as popular as some of the new works. The plot settings of this work are very cliché. That is, aliens come to invade the Earth, and then humans set up organizations to deal with these aliens to protect themselves. The two protagonists are the gentle and weak human protagonist and the smart and powerful alien protagonist. Although the background setting of the plot is very common, the characteristics of the protagonist and the settings of battle are very interesting. By the way, the author Daisuke Ashihara's body health is not very good. This new anime and manga are his works after a long break. I hope he can maintain the same momentum this time to create the sequel. Next, I will introduce some new works. First of all, the classic romance manga, Horimiya. This original manga is a bit old and is quite the classic. The reason I say that this is a classic romance manga is that many of the love manga we see now are influenced by this work. Although most of the plot in it now seem to be more routine, at this time 9 years ago, this plot was considered an innovation. The anime has launched 4 episodes of OVA from 2012 to 2018. Big thanks to the anime production team for distinguishing all the characters' hair colors, similar to Kuroko's basketball. This time, I finally don't have to spend a whole day marking who is who in the black and white manga. Tenchi Sozo Design Boo talks about that one day God didn't want to work, so he gave the job of creating creatures to the angels. Then they began to create species through a series of work such as analyzing the food chain and the ecological environment. At the same time, they also discuss some of the contradictions and daily routines that normal companies would have, resulting in a half-science, half-comedy anime. Sorceress Stabber Orphan. Very well done, Studio Dean. Under the situation of low funding, being able to produce 3 anime in 1 season. 2 of them are the highly anticipated Loghorizon Season 3 and the 7 Deadly Sins Season 4. In any case, my first impression of this anime is that it's boring, with almost no advantages. Even if I put this anime 20 years ago, it would still be boring, and compared to the anime at that time, it would still have no advantages. Skate the Infinity, an original anime made by Bones, and Chiro Okuichi is responsible for series composition. According to the trailer, this anime is about street skateboarding culture. The quality of the anime is very high, and each character looks like the bachelorettes in gal games for female players. The only unstable element is Chiro Okuichi. All the anime he makes have the same pattern. That is, the first 3 episodes are great watches. The middle part is relatively stable, but in the last few episodes, he always completely destroys the praise accumulated from before. In his other work, Princess Principal, the script is his role. So, the plot in the beginning episodes are very exciting, but when it came to episode 10, the direction of the script becomes a little bit subtle, and then the entire anime production team quickly kicked out Chiro Okuichi and replaced him with a new screenwriter. I think Skate the Infinity's anime production team can refer to their experience just in case. Non Biuri Nonstop and Yuru Camp Season 2, 2 anime that are the pinnacles of slice of life. Other Side Picnic. Cthulhu culture combined with lesbian elements. I never thought this day would come. Xarm. It seems that Orange Studio has finally met their real opponent. And the last one, Kemono Jihen. The trailer's animation style gave me a feeling similar to Demon Slayer. Of course, they also have a heroine who is as cute as Nezuko. This anime is about a series of animal bodies mysteriously rotting away when a boy and a detective begin to investigate it. The boy befriends the older detective, and they begin to work together to uncover the truth behind the killings. According to retention, in recent years, the anime adapted from Jump manga is now slowly changing from the old Big 3, that kind of friendship, action, and a blood-boiling plot, to friendship, action, and a blood-spilling plot. That's all the anime that I've mentioned. Some of them I've mentioned because I've never watched them before and have some interest in them. And some of them I haven't mentioned because quite frankly, they don't interest me that much. So if you guys want to look for some more information about these shows, go check them out on my anime list. They're pretty professional. And I'll see you guys next time.